fellow stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing somewhere beyond the sea. She's there watching for me. If I could fly like birds on high.
I later asked you, gee, what would you have done if you hadn't been accepted to Harvard? And you said to me, but you don't understand. That's the only school they've heard of back in Korea. I had to be accepted to Harvard. Happy birthday, G, and many happy returns of the day.
Beyond a doubt, my heart will lead me there soon.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, take yourself off the ground. I said, young man, 'cause you knew in this town there's no need to be.
It was early August in 1991, and I was just starting a job as a full-time associate, and you were finishing up your summer job. I was coming back from training, and a guy walked up to me and he said, hey, I'm G Min, and I had a new friend. The next thing that G said, though, is what really took me off guard, although it really shouldn't have. He said, whew, I was here till 2:30 last night. Well, G, luckily your friendship has lasted a lot longer than my nights work until 2:30 in the morning.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations.
We woke up one morning and Adam came and found me and said, there's this terrible smell in the room, in the place where we lived, and we couldn't figure out what it was. There was this small space under the bathroom sink where nobody had ever thought to look for anything, and G had stuck a hot pot with noodles under there that had probably been sitting there for easily a week or two, and there was this unbelievable just dead body smell with fungus coming out of it. And Adam and I were gagging and we were getting ready to vomit, and we thought, this is terrible, we're going to make G clean this up. So we went into his room thinking this will wake the dead. Put it right next to his futon, and he was lying probably no more than 6 inches away from it. And the ironic thing was, we all went off to class, we came back later in the day, G had not only gotten up and not even noticed the smell or the hot pot, but had gone off to class and just left it sitting there right next to his futon.
I definitely have images of you trundling into the Crimson with your camera. I have images of you in my mind of the Hong Kong late at night, a cigarette in your mouth, getting more and more drunk. And many times we were wandering the streets of New York late in the night, probably up to no good.
G, you've been my best buddy through almost every juncture of my adult life. I met you the first day of college. We went through college together, seeing every James Bond movie that there was to see. You introduced me to New York City in the fine style of driving down in my mother's station wagon and staying in the basement of your Dobbs Ferry house and partying in New York with 20 bucks in our pocket and our Harvard sweatshirts on. We were a couple of wild and crazy guys. You went on my first date with my wife. You attended my wedding, which was a family-only wedding. You are the godfather of my only child. I think that says it all.
Everyone knows that you're just as Korean as you are American. In fact, you're probably the ultimate Korean ajishi, and you would know, therefore, that actually, in Korean terms, you're 51. So what I wanted to do is to make a toast to you, reflecting back on your first year as a 50-year-old, being that you turned 50 in Korean terms 1 year ago. And I guess looking back on it, it went pretty well your first year as a 50-year-old. You got yourself out of unemployment, your son Henry has turned into a home run king, and your wonderful, lovely wife Susan adores you just as much as she did 15 years ago when you first got married. Only God knows why. So I guess you'd have to say your first year as a 50-year-old didn't go so badly. In fact, it went quite well. And it suggests that things will continue to go well for you. And so I wish you another very equally successful year as a 50-year-old, and all the best.
Happy birthday to my main man G, the Korean Godfather. If Francis Ford Coppola had to cast a Korean man as Don Corleone, it would have been G Min. You've always been there like a big brother for me, G, and I'll always be grateful. I remember I was in my room at the Sheila Hotel. It was around about 11 o'clock at night. I got this phone call. I pick up the phone and it's you, and you said, "Hey Alex, come to my room, it's urgent, we gotta talk." So I'm thinking, oh man, what did I do now? So I remember going to your room, open the door, and you're in nothing but your boxer shorts, letting it all hang out. And I'm thinking to myself, good God, put on a freaking shirt. But instead, you run over and you pulled open this big newspaper article that had this huge profile of Sujin. And you said, look, that's the girl from Arthur D. Little. Isn't she awesome? And so as I think about you on your 50th birthday, all I can think about is you in your boxer shorts with a newspaper article of Sujin. But look, in all seriousness, I just want to say happy birthday. Who loves you like a brother? You're absolutely awesome. You've always been there for me, and I can't wait to celebrate with you in person. Happy birthday, G.
You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yeah, babe, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, now all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud now.
Happy birthday, Uncle G, and I hope the Mets go all the way this year.
Happy
birthday, Uncle G. When's the next barbecue?
You just call up my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yes, I will see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, yeah. All you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, ain't it good to know that you got a friend? When people can be so cold, they'll hurt you and desert you. Well, they'll take your soul if you let them. Oh yeah, but don't you let them. You've got a friend. You've got a friend, yeah. Ain't it good to know you've got a friend? Ain't it good to know you've got a friend? Oh yeah, yeah. You've got a